Welcome to the Fatherhood Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Pluff. Each week, we will cover various topics that dads struggle with in their fitness journey. I'll give you actionable steps that you can apply right away, not only to take back control of your own health, but so you're able to be a better example for your kids too. So depending on who you follow on social media, you're probably getting different advice when it comes to fitness, right? Now, obviously we want to optimize our life, right? We want to be as efficient as possible. We want to get as much done as we can in a short amount of time as possible, right? You're busy, you're working all day, you come home, you have dinner with your family, you play with your kids, you get them ready for bed. And so to fit in exercise, to fit in fitness on a normal routine in your normal routine on a schedule, you have to be efficient and you want it to be as optimized as possible. But a lot of times we get so caught up in being perfect and doing the right thing that we end up doing nothing at all. And one of the big concepts I've been working with my clients on over the past few months specifically, but really over the past year or so, is creating your fit life. And what does that look like to you? And to me right now, that's working out at least 3 times a week. So strength training 3 times a week, getting 2 to 3 cardio sessions in each week, and then doing some form of mobility every single day. And to me, that's what my fit life looks like right now. That allows me enough time to get in what I need to and also not interfere with other things, right? But if your work schedule, you're working 60 hours a week, that may not be what your fit life looks like for you, what exercise is going to look like for you. And so right now, maybe that's one workout a week. Maybe that's two. Maybe that's just a walk, a 10-minute walk over lunch every single day. Whatever that may be, that's going to be different for you. I think we get caught up, coaches especially, that all their clients have to be doing the same thing. All their clients need to be doing 3 strength training workouts. They need to do an upper lower split, a full body workout on Friday. Or maybe they think you need to do even more than that. You need to get at least 45 minutes in every single day. But for each person, that's going to be a little bit different, right? And we get so caught up in finding what's optimal, what's ideal, but we don't look at the other side on what's practical, right? Is it optimal? Is it ideal to wait an hour or two each morning to drink your coffee, to have your caffeine? Probably, research is starting to show that if we can push it off a little bit, it's actually a little better for us. But if you're working all day long, you're in a meeting, you may not be able to make your coffee. So you can't get that in when you're supposed to, right? Same thing with your workouts. Is it optimal to get it in at 3 o'clock every single day because that's when your strength is the highest? Possibly, but if you're at work, you're probably not going to be able to get it in, right? So sometimes getting that workout in first thing in the morning or late at night is going to be when you have to do it. Sleeping in complete darkness with no sound is going to help get you into a deeper sleep, improve recovery. But if you've got kids, you can't sleep with earplugs. You probably don't want to have a mask on. You want to know what's going on, right? And so right now I have a newborn in our bedroom. And so we have a sound machine and there's a light on it. And so right now my sleep is probably affected a little bit, but that's what I have to do right now. And that is okay. We're going to go through seasons of life where things might not be optimal. They might not be ideal, but we're still going to make it work, right? And so it may be optimal, may be ideal to get a certain number of workouts in a week, to eat protein at a certain time each day before, after your workout. But the important thing is that we're doing it. We're taking steps in the right direction, right? Life's never going to be perfect. You can plan an entire week out and something's going to come up. Now, one of the things I work with my clients on is really protecting your time, scheduling your workouts, plan your meals, control what you can, but understand that something is eventually going to come up that's going to threaten that time. It's going to threaten that workout time, right? If you work out early in the morning, this morning I got up at my normal time and my son woke up at like 5:30, 5:45 this morning. That's not what he does every day, right? But every once in a while it happens he couldn't get back to sleep, so he's up. So obviously that changes my morning routine. You have to be flexible. If your schedule is so rigid that there's no room for anything to come up ever, then yes, you are going to get stressed up. You're going to end up giving up because you don't have a backup plan, right? One thing I used to always try and do, I don't do this as much anymore, but it works really well for some people. If you're scheduling 3 workouts a week, schedule time for 6. You don't do 6 workouts, but if I miss my Monday morning workout, I have time Monday afternoon, I have time Tuesday afternoon or something, I can just shift that workout to the next spot. So if you have 6 times scheduled to work out a week, you're trying to get 3 workouts in a week and you struggle to get 1 or 2 in, well, then we need to look back at our schedule. What can we reprioritize? What can we shift around in order to get things done? And so a lot of times our schedule isn't going to go as planned, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't schedule things at all. The greater, if you want to get something done, put it on the schedule, right? You have a much greater chance of getting it done. If you think, I have this to do tomorrow, I got to work out, I got to plan my meal, I got to go run to the store, but you don't write anything of those down, and then you don't put that in your calendar, chances are it's not going to get done. When your wife asks you to pick up something from the grocery store and you think you can get by on memory, by the end of the day, you've been doing all these tasks at work. Now you're coming home. You think you're going to remember to go to the grocery store? You're going to have a much greater chance of getting it if you wrote it down, if you put it in your phone, if you put it in your calendar, right? And so sometimes life isn't ideal. Actually, I would probably say most of the time, right? But we have to learn to work with that, right? There's not a perfect plan. There's not a perfect workout plan. There's not a perfect meal plan. Something's always going to come up. Nothing is ever going to be optimal, but we have to continue to try and just be a little bit better. Try our best to follow our plan, and then when we're not able to, we deal with that and move forward from there. But waiting to get started, waiting to start working out, waiting to start eating just a little bit better until things are perfect, you're going to be waiting forever. That concludes this episode of the Fatherhood Fitness Podcast. Thank you for those of you who took time out of your busy schedules to listen. If you have any questions or comments or an idea for a topic for a future episode, please feel free to reach out, and I'd love to hear from you.